Hang on, guys. Just getting everything up and running. It's probably going to take us a minute. Why is my computer not coming on? Okay, let's try a different one. Okay, this is not coming on for some reason. This meeting is being recorded. Co-host. See if I can fix the orientation of this. There we go. I think that should have fixed it. All right, now I can get that on and Good morning. Just give me a minute. Oh, looks like it's 10:30. Give me one more minute. I'm trying to get this computer up too. Because I imagine my computer's gonna die. So, okay. It's my Oops. Oh God, hang on. Sorry about that. Okay. I think I've got it. Oh, we're just still letting some people in. And admit. Let me go ahead. I'm going to shut this. Okay. Shut this one down. We got this one ready. Allow recording. I'm just going to make sure everything is recording. It looks like it is. All right. I think we are ready to go. So, welcome everyone. Thanks for your patience. Let me get my view so I can see as many of you as possible. That looked like a good sip of coffee, Miss Diane. Makes me want one too. Okay, we are doing the hedgehogs. And so this is, I looked everywhere for my video for the Kimberbell version, but I might not have recorded it. So I was like, did I lose it? Hopefully we'll be able to remember. I'll be able to remember to mirror image. And people are always like, do I have to mirror image? No, you're just going to have like your hedgehogs going in the same direction. And who knows where they're going to be on the quilt. I've not seen the final layout, but it's just kind of nice to make it a little more interesting, I think, by having them go in different directions. So we'll have to remember to mirror image. Remind me, you guys know I get into a mode and then I forget. So because of the quilting, it bumps us out of our 4x4 hoop, I think. Let me look at my spreadsheet. But I think I wrote in here, I got to be careful not to show you October. That's like my biggest fear is I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. So there's October. So here is our design, yeah, 4.5 by 4.5. The design bumps it into 4.5 by 4.5. So I'm going to be using my 5x7 hoop. I'm going to take my design and snug it up to the top. And I'm just letting some more people in. Hang on. Admit all. So I'm going to bump it up to the top, and then we'll rehoop again and bump it up to the top. So when I'm using my 5x7 snap magnetic hoop, I like to cut my I like to cut this. What do I like to cut it? It is I cut it a little less than 9 inches because it really just needs to go magnet to magnet. That's another thing I love about these magnetic hoops is you can have that stabilizer just skim where the magnets are, and it's not getting lost under the top and the bottom. So I know they're pricey, but I feel like they are just like they pay off. So let me unroll this. You guys know me. I love using muslin instead of stabilizer. And I use it for times like this where, we have batting, backing, everything's been stabilized, and you don't need all of that. So let me grab my magnets. There they are. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to find them. Last night, we got home and I was like, Patrick's like, okay, let's do the videos and let's do this and let's do that. And I was like, I'm not doing anything. And I didn't do anything. I was just a bump on a log. I think you know what I've been obsessed with is I want to make some clothing from old quilts. And I personally don't have any old quilts. And like, you can't really do it. I guess you could kind of do it with some of the Kimberbell stuff, but I want to repurpose some old quilts. So I've been obsessed with looking online to see if I could buy some old quilts that I can repurpose. I've seen like lots of clothing that have been redone and it looks so cool. So that's what I did last night. I wasted time. Do you like that? And then this morning I was like, God, I have to do all this stuff. Okay, so here's this. This is the fabric that you're gonna need. And you are going to have one stack. Why do you need so many pieces of this? Because we're doing chenille and one layer goes down and then the other ones go on top. The other 3 layers go on top. And then we cut them apart and then we use our chenille brush. So do I only have one head? Uh-oh. Did I lose it? Oh, there it is. stuck to the bottom. So let's get those sorted out. This is the colors that you're gonna need for your thread. I'm using shadow, bark, and butterscotch. So those are our threads, and let's go on over to the machine. I already set my design over through design database transfer, and let's go. How are you doing? Is everyone good? Does anyone have any questions? Here we go.
Hi, Jeannie. This is Liz.
Hi, Liz.
I cannot find the fabric for the head. Is it just the a beige?
Yeah, yeah. And it's just a little itty bitty piece. So if you have like a tan piece, that's all you need.
Okay, yeah.
It's good.
Because I had
And
that.
I want to say the color is wheat.
Okay, I
The
have the
Kimberbell color is
mustard,
wheat.
that mustard yellow color I can find, and then a white, but I haven't found that one. So I will.
No, did you see me? I almost couldn't find it either. Yeah. So look through your stash. You just need like a little tan piece, and he could have a little white face or mustard. You could do one of those. So I'm going to go into embroidery, and I did design database transfer. I am on an Avenir today, so I'm going to go. Let me see if I can move this a little bit. Okay, moving the table a little bit. There we go. I love design database transfer. For some reason, our Avenir, it's bougie. It does not like any cheap USBs. You have to use a SanDisk or something like super nice. And so I've just been shooting everything over with design database transfer. So if you do that, this is where you're going to go. Try it. I have resisted wireless transfer. I've had the ability to do it for at least 10 years, and I've resisted because I'm like, I don't like learning new things. And I've been doing it and I absolutely love it. So we're going to choose this design. I'm going to go ahead and hit set, and I'm going to go to my settings button. So let's go to my settings button, and I'm going to go ahead and choose my hoop size so I know exactly how much room I have. So it's a good habit. I have so many people that go, it's telling me to change to a bigger hoop, but it's the size that would fit in. And once they put up the grid, they see like just it's a corner over, or it's a horizontal and a vertical. So it'll just help you see how much space you have. So this is how much space I have. So I can move it all the way up here to the corners, but even like one little bit over, that's going to tell me to go to a bigger hoop size. That's why it's important to put that up. Edit. I'm going to go ahead and just recenter it. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put in my design first. Some of you, if it was just me, I would load the other design and I would use this button right here, which would allow me to choose which design is going to stitch out first. But some of you don't have that feature. That's a feature in the Luminaire and the Solaris, the Avenir, and the Radiance. So I'm just going to go back here. Sorry. Talking, not thinking. Let's go back to embroidery. And the design we're going to be using is going to be Floral 11. Oh, and you know what? I didn't design database transfer that. So let me show you how to do that. It's a good little lesson. We'll start with that. Here we go. Let me open up my computer and you can see how easy this is. So we need, what is it? It's Floral 11. Floral 11. I'm just going to log into my computer. All right. Here we go. I am going to go. There's my button right here. I leave that button down on the bottom on my taskbar. It's this one. I'm just going to click it. You need to make sure your machine is on and your computer and your machine are on the same network and that you've downloaded the program. But over here, I have all of my files, and here is my personal OneDrive. And I'm going to look for Kimberbell 2025. That's where. And you have to know how you have everything organized, right? So we are doing September's block right down here. And I need a background. And I need my floral. And I need PES. Here we go. Okay, here we go. And they're up. So and now normally you would just go ahead and take this on the USB, but you're not going to do that. I'm looking for the 4.5 by 4.5, which is, oops. Right here. It's really the 4 by 4 and they want horizontal. So this is my horizontal right here. I'm just going to click it so it's highlighted. And then I have a choice of what machines I've added. And to add a machine, it's so easy. See that little machine with the settings button? You can just click on that, and then you can click add as long as it's on the network. I'm going to cancel that because I've already done that. But here is the store machine is called Sewing Machine 248. So I'm going to select that. I am going to hit my down arrow, and it's going to take the design from here to the designs here that I'm going to transfer, and I'm just going to hit send to machine. That's it. It's already done. Finish output. I'm going to say, okay, we are done. That's it. That's all you have to do. So instead of finding it and putting it on the USB, you're going to find it and you're going to send it to your machine. So nice and easy. Move this table a little bit. All right, it should be here now. So this is where I go to retrieve it. And there it is. I'm going to go ahead and set it. So you always want to set your quilting design first. We're going to add. And this one's just going to be centered. I'm going to go ahead and go here again because I already sent that over. I thought I was all so prepared, forgot to send the quilting design. And that's what we're going to have. I'm going to save it because we're going to save it and we're going to flip it for the next one. So you don't have to load it again. So I want you to go ahead and save it. This is your save button. It's the little pocket. Looks like the little pocket. And it's asking, where do you want to save it? I'm going to save it to the machine. And then we're ready to just pull that up and flip it for the next one. Okay, I'm going to slide on my, the reason I'm going to slide it on because then I can go to the next screen and I can just push my design up. So we'll come on over here. There we go. I'm just going to slide this up. Oh, do I have a bobbin? Yes, white pre-wound bobbin. Looks pretty full. There we go. And now let's go to the next screen because when you go to your other screen, your embroidery screen, so we're going to touch embroidery. This is your main edit screen. When you touch embroidery, it now combined my two designs. You don't see a separate red box over both of them. And I can just go layout. That is my move key, or you're going to hit the one that says the buttons that say move and just push it up. And it won't go outside of my embroidery field. It'll go up as far as we can put it. And then we want to go to this button right here because that's where we go forward and backwards steps because we're going to skip some steps. And we're going to get started right there with the placement step for your, that's the placement step for our, let me pull this over a little bit closer, for our batting. And as far as thread color goes, you can put anything you want in right now, but the first color that is actually going to count is going to be our, quilting, which is going to be right here, which is going to be either cream or pearl. I've really been enjoying the pearl. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put it in a color you can see though. I'm going to put this in. Let's put this in. Butterscotch. I'm just doing that so you can see it, but if it was me at home, I would be putting in my either linen or pearl. I've been using pearl in place of linen a lot. All right, let's go ahead and let's get our spray tent and our spray. That's my head. Okay, here's my dime spray tent. You guys have always seen this already, and this is the spray I like to use. And I am a sprayer, but you can tape if you want or whatever you want to do. I'm going to get my batting. So you want to spray the wrong side of your batting, which is going to be the lumpier, bumpier side. I use every last piece of batting. Anything that's left over, I use it. I save it. I'm a hoarder with my batting. It's awful. I have batting all over the place. Okay. And while we're at it, we might as well give a little shot of spray to this fabric, which is going to go down, and then our background fabric.
Jeannie, can I just ask what we can use if we haven't got one of those things that shred the fabric?
Oh, a chenille cutter?
Yeah.
You're just going to use sharp scissors.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thanks.
Yeah, just use a pair of sharp scissors. You could use a seam ripper. You have to be really careful.
Thanks.
Oh my God. Do you guys see how heavy-handed I have gotten? I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I've lost my spray touch, but I like to just do a little bit of spray. Yeah, if you don't have a chenille cutter, don't worry about it. You can just go ahead and use, you can use whatever. I'm turning this table. Here we go. But I love my chenille cutter. And if you do Kimberbell, I would get one just because you end up using it. They throw that technique in. I don't want to say all the time, but it's often. Okay. Now we're also going to go ahead and we're going to put our fabric down because we cut our batting to size, and we're going to center this to the batting and just feel around and make sure you have about an inch around the whole thing. And if you do, you can go ahead and push it down. On your screen, let's go ahead and fast forward through some steps. This is the tack down for the batting, and then they want you to trim, but we've already done that, so I'm going to skip it. That's the placement stitch for your background. We've already done that, so we're going to skip that too. And that is the tack down for your background. We are going to go ahead and do that. And I want you to pick a color that you're going to see because you fussy cut to that line. So I'm going to take out my butterscotch and I'm going to put in my linen. I would have used my pearl, but I forgot it. So let me go ahead and do linen, which is just as nice. One of my favorite all-time colors ever. And I'm just going to kind of tickle my fabric in front. I haven't even stitched out my October block. I usually stitch out maybe like a month before. And now you always want to look at your instructions and see what it tells you to do, because sometimes it wants you to skip embroidery steps. This one says after quilting, go to the embroidery instructions. So we're going to go straight here. And they want you to do the placement line for the face first. Okay. And as far as color goes, search engines. I don't know what that's for. Okay, I'm going to take this out, and color doesn't matter, but it's saying butterscotch is the next color that will. So I'm going to put my butterscotch back in. Looks like Miss Angela sent out a link. I'm always wary of clicking on stuff. What was that for? I used to click on everything, and Patrick told me that I engaged. Oh, wait, I'm so sorry. So sorry, don't do that. Look at your screen. You need to do the quilting stitch first, not our face. We didn't even do our quilting stitch. So look at your screen, quilting stitch. I don't know why. I went in auto mode. Sorry. I just want you to practice threading today. Let's make sure that threader's working. Yeah. And this is going to be 2 minutes of stitching. Go ahead and just let it stitch. Yes, we are doing our quilting stitch first. So right now, ooh, okay, Angela said she doesn't know why that posted. So please do not click on that link. Yeah, don't know what that was, so don't click on it. Yeah, it makes me so angry that there's things out there that I don't know if maybe it's a bot and it just attached that. But I used to click on everything and then I would have to tell Patrick when my computer wasn't working. And he told me that I engaged in risky online behavior. And I felt like I was a teenager being scolded by my parent. And that did it. I still would click on stuff because I was like, you're on a sewing site. You go, oh, look at that. That looks interesting. I might want to do that project. And you click on it and they do stuff like that on purpose to trick us. So now I'm very wary of clicking on stuff, although they still get me every once in a while. Oh, so that wasn't even from Angela. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Don't click on it. Isn't that's so makes me angry that there's people out there that's what they spend their time doing, tricking us. Oh my God, we've had classes where there's been some awful stuff that was put up. Pictures. We won't talk about what kind. All right. Like we want to see that. We want to see sewing. All right, now I'm putting in my butterscotch. All right, we're putting in butterscotch now. Yeah, I don't like people that take advantage of people like me that, okay, the last time they got me was on Instagram. And where's my butterscotch? Butterscotch is in already. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start. It is going to, and if you look at your screen, you should see the placement stitch for the face. So it was Instagram, and I'm going to spray this because I haven't sprayed this yet. It was, if you've heard of, I don't know if you've heard of that store, Athleta, but it looked like it was from Athleta, and they were having an amazing sale. Let me grab my snips. Whoops, sorry. They were having an amazing sale. At least that's what I thought. And then they also got me because it was like only 3 left, only 2 left, only 10 left. And I was like, I bought that. Here's the little face right here. I go, I bought that and I paid, 3 times the price. So then I was urgently shopping because it looked like it was Athleta. And then I hit pay because I was like, oh my God, they're going to run out of that because the price is so good. And then it didn't go through. So I hit pay again and it didn't go through. So I hit pay one more time, 3 times. And then I got this feeling in my gut like I'd been had. So I called Athleta and I said, hey, are you having this sale? And they're like, no, we don't know what you're talking about. And then I had to call Patrick again. And then we had the conversation. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. Oh, I hate having to have that conversation with Dad. Okay, you're going to go ahead and you are going to trim it. So what we just did is we just did the tack down. Face tack down, trim the fabric close to the stitch. So now if I see an amazing sale that looks too good to be true, I go directly to the website and I check it. But they got me. They hadn't gotten me for a long time. And then it's awful because you have to cancel the credit card and you have to do all this stuff. So I want you to be super suspicious. Look how tiny that is. Liz, did you find a little piece of fabric for that, hopefully? Or maybe you have your scraps? It's just a little itty bitty.
I know. I end up using the the beige crackle that was in there. So that should
Perfect.
work.
Okay. All right, go ahead, slide this back on. So you need to cut it and trim it to the stitch. And then you're gonna leave your butterscotch in there and it's gonna stitch around the face. And then we're gonna do the body placement. So you should have one piece that's already been sprayed that we're gonna put face down. And you're gonna need your cork thread. And what we're doing today is super easy. It does take some time. All right, let me grab my thread. I'm gonna put this closer to me. Oh, eyes first. Is that eyes? Where are we at? Here we go. So stitch the face out and outline. We just did that. Now we're going to stitch the nose and eyes. So shadow, shadow, shadow. Are you guys excited to do Enchanted Winter? I think that's going to be the next big project. I'm going to put my shadow in. And go ahead and hit start. Terry, you look like you have a really big, neat sewing room. Maybe it's just in the direction of the neatness, but it looks nice and airy.
It is very large, but I have way too much.
Isn't it crazy? I feel like, do you guys remember the Blob? Remember that horror show? I feel like I'm the Blob, and like whatever space you give me, I just fill it. Because I had room. I had room in my sewing room when we first moved in, and now I have boxes because I can't even put my stuff away. It's so sad. Makes me sad. And then all I can think about is how I can take over more Patrick's space. Like, how can I? Because the laundry room is right off of my room. And he's got a bunch of his ski stuff in there, but that doesn't need to be in there, right? Why can't he just put it in the garage? We're going to have that conversation again. Because I need that space. Like, I need it. It's not even want. Like, I need it. Okay, this is the placement line for your first layer of Hedgehog. So what we just did is we stitched the body placement line. We're going to place one body fabric piece right side up. Then you're going to do the tack down, and then you're going to do the trim. Here's my first piece. I'm just going to lay him down. I'm not pressing or anything. He's going to get covered over, so don't worry about it. And now do your tack down. And then I want you to trim, and I want you to trim right to the stitch. This is going to have that like Kimberbell stitch where you really need to trim it close. No risky behavior. Get your spatula out. If you need to reach in there, you're going to use this. Better to break a needle than your finger. You know what? You know what I have trouble getting rid of too? I don't know if you guys are like this, but I used to be a big scrapbooker. I don't know if I'm ever going to scrapbook again. So, right, I should get rid of it. The paper, the stickers, the stamps. I can't do it. I've gotten most of it out of my and every once in a while I'll go in that stack and I've used like my satin flowers or some of my brads or okay, this stuff right here, just do the best you can. This is why I'm saying scan and cut it, because I just cut this on my scan and cut. It was so easy because we're going to have to do this and then we're going to have to do it again for the and it doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be taking the chenille brush. But even with it not having to be perfect, I can't help but try and cut it perfectly. So take your time, just cut around.
Jeannie, when you did the scan and cut, did you do the scan and cut on the pieces that you chenille as well?
Yep.
Okay.
And I was worried about it. Honestly, I cannot remember how I did it because I think I made it a click bigger, but I am not for sure. It might not have been. So you'll have to watch the video because I did it so long ago. I don't know. But I was worried when it sewed it down because it's going to sew it down and do a basting stitch. So I was like, oh God, is it going to be horrible? Is it going to get folded back? Am I going to lose control with my foot? But it turned out fine. And then it did the chenille lines. And I used one of these to make sure like everything kind of stayed in place. So watch the video. But if you haven't done this yet and you do have a scan and cut, I would scan and cut it.
Okay, because I did scan and cut it, and then I was like, oh shoot, maybe I shouldn't have. And I did it
No.
one click bigger.
It was the way to go.
Okay.
For sure. It was the way to go. Because look then you're not dealing with any of this nonsense, right? And look at
Yeah.
my pieces. My pieces were like, they were so gorgeous. I don't know where they are. I can't show you right now because I don't know where my bag is, but they were like, and it came out perfectly. It was just really, really easy and nice. And I would have done that again. But I know not all of you have a scan and cut, and I've been trying to do this where we do the scan and cut version and the regular version. And if you never want to get a scan and cut, I totally get it. But you might want to get one. And that's from a convert that was resistant for years. I was like, oh, it sounds good. Like the idea of it sounded good to me. But I was like, the learning part, I just didn't want to do it. I am resistant to change. All right. There we go. So that is your first layer trimmed, ready to go. Wasn't too bad.
Jeannie,
Yes.
this is Connie. I tried cutting mine on the scan and cut, and I did it on the black mat first, and it moved, so I stopped it. And then I did it on the fabric mat, and it didn't cut all the way through. What am I doing wrong?
I have no idea. Do you like that answer? So you did it at which one first?
I did it on the black standard mat.
Oh, so you know what I've been doing is I have been doing heat and bond light, and I've been doing it heat and bond light down on the with fabric up on my low tack mat. And I can't remember. I think, do you guys remember? Did I use the rotary cutter? Like sometimes I can't remember if I used the rotary cutter or not. But I've been using also the auto blade because the auto blade is much bigger than the fabric blade. All I can tell you is it worked for me, and I would go back and maybe watch the video that I did because I walk you through it step by step because I can't even tell you what I did for sure. So, and if it didn't cut all the way through, what I've been doing is run it again. Like, don't adjust your pressure. Michelle says just run it through, and you can also go slower. So, I might have done the rotary mat because there were so many like innies and outies. And you can also, the other thing you can do is you can set it up if you do your rotary cutter, and I just learned this, you can set it up for fine, which I think is something you should do for this because there's so many innies and outies. Like if you're doing the rotary cutter and it's just like a circle or a square, or there's not very many edges to cut, then maybe do it regular. But if you have a lot to cut, then maybe go fine and also slow it down.
Okay.
Hopefully that helps, but I would watch the video because I was successful. And, Just if
Okay.
it's successful, go with that.
Thank you.
You're welcome for not helping you at all. I don't help much at all. All right. So now that we've done that, we stitch it close to the trim line. You're going to stitch the body decorative outline. Just hit start. And it's going to do that decorative stitch. And then you're going to get your other fabric. You're going to get your other pieces. And we're not going to spray them. I don't remember spraying them. So grab your other 3 pieces. Because we're going to put those steps down next. And we're going to do the chenille. So 3 pieces. 1, 2. Oh, I have 4. I do remember it was a little bit hairy and I had to like lift my pieces up carefully, but it worked out. And so I would do that. I do have fails sometimes. You guys don't see the fails, but I tell you about them. I think I was a pleasantly surprised. Oh, it did work kind of thing when I did the chenille.
Did you end up with a lot of, when you roughed up the chenille, did you end up with a lot of long threads?
Yeah, I just cut it. I
Okay.
want it to be super messy and I rough it up super hard. And I don't worry about long threads, I'll trim them. So here is, this is what I had.
Okay.
Yep. And like, I'll just, you know, here, let me put it here. Yeah, and I'll go different directions and look, you get all of that. Yep. Just rough them up, make them. I'll go in different directions. And then I probably gave him a haircut.
Okay.
Or maybe I just did this. So yeah, rough them up. Oh my goodness, that's so cute. All right, the next step is going to be, I'm pretty sure it's the basting stitch. So you want 3 of these. So 1 layer for the bottom and then 3 layers on top. You're going to lay it down. It's going to do a basting stitch. If you're doing scan and cut, I'm pretty sure I skipped the basting stitch and I went straight to the chenille stitch. So you're going to lay it down. If you already did, you know what? Let me grab my pieces because I'll show you how I laid it down. If I can find it. Here we go. I had a bag, I kept them. Maybe not. I don't know what I did with them, but they were a little bit bigger. And I skipped the basting stitch because that was nice too, to not have to remove the basting stitch. For those of us who are going to do it the traditional way, you're going to have to remove that. Oh, here they are. I had them in a bag. So I did this with Heat and Bond. Okay, I can tell. So I did this one with Heat and Bond Light on the one that went down. And he was a little bit bigger. Or no, this one was huge. Okay, I do remember this. I think I did SVG and it came out way too big. So I sent it over with just the placement line where you hit the scissor button. And that one was perfect. And then this one, I do think I went just, oh, I did Heat and Bond Light on all of these. Okay, there. That one was perfect. That was the one, like if you look at it, you're going to see like it is perfect where the satin stitch will go around it. And then the 3 other ones, you're going to put them down. And I think I did do it a click bigger, but you don't want to do the basting stitch because you're going to have to rip that out. You're just going to skip and do the chenille stitches. Go slow. Have something that you can kind of smooth it down and hold it down if it looks like it's going to pull your fabric back. But I would, if you're doing the chenille stitch, I would slow it down right now. I would go maybe 500 stitches per minute or something like that so you can anticipate, because that's the kind of stuff where the foot can get like catch it and like turn it under or do stuff like that. So turn it down. All right, for those of us who are going to do it the traditional way, you're going to grab your 3 pieces of fabric, you're going to lay it down on top, and you're going to let it do the basting stitch. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm not spraying anything. I'm going to have this ready. So this is your basting stitch. Should be a longer stitch, so it's going to be easier to take out when we need to take it out. You're going to trim the fabric close to the chenille line. Be sure to cut all 3 layers. So I'm going to get out a pair of scissors that's a little bit heftier. I mean, I could use these, my double curved 6-inch, but I'm going to try and do it with my double curved 4.5-inch first. So let's do those. And I'm
So
just going to take
Jeannie,
this. Yes.
you put Heat and Bond Light and it's still frayed?
Oh no, this was like practice stuff. Only put heat and bond light on the one layer that's going to go down.
Okay.
Don't put heat and bond light on the other layers.
Well, you know, I'm still shy to use that stupid cutter.
I know. I totally get it. I want you to get brave at some point. It's worth it for this one. You're going to have to watch the video because honestly, I can't remember, but I think I just did. I can't remember. I've been
All
making
right.
it up.
This
Yeah.
is Donna. I don't think you ever did post that Minky Kim version because I just now looked again and it's not there.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it either.
I didn't see it either.
While it's stitching this, I'll look for it, but I'm almost positive because somebody told me they watched it last night.
Yeah.
So, and you should have gotten it when I go through all your layers. And this might be a little bit too heavy for the. I'm gonna go with my bigger ones. But let's trim this, and then while it's stitching the chenille, I will see if I can find it. Oh, Miss Linda. Okay, what can I do to get you guys to use it? Like, should we schedule it and do like a little live class? Do you think that would be? And
I
then
think that's
if you
really the
don't
only
do
way
it,
I'm going to do it again is if somebody kind of holds my hand
yeah,
while we
if
do
you
it.
don't do it, then I'm going to put you through the spanking machine. Do you guys remember that? I'll just set it up regionally, and all our friends will come and I don't think you could do that these days. That I'm pretty sure somebody would get in trouble. But remember when we had birthday parties and then you would all stand there on the lawn and the birthday person had to go through the spanking machine and crawl through your legs and you'd spank them? That's what I'm going to do to you. I'm going to come to your town, Patrick and I, and we are going to create a spanking machine. Okay, then maybe we'll do a live. I don't want you, but I want it to be small. Like we'll do it for something small. Cause I think because I will do Scan and Cut for Enchanted Winter, but that's probably going to be really big. And I want you guys to experience a little bit of success. So maybe we'll do something live for October. Let me think about it because I haven't even really looked. You know what
The
I should do it for? I don't know how many of you are doing Welcome Friends, but I did my leaves and my flowers. The first one I didn't do it on the Scan and Cut. I just did it traditionally, and I just did it over the weekend with my fabric. But then I was like, "Ooh, we should make this one click smaller," and it was beautiful. I did do it with the rotary cutter. You might not have success if you do it just with the regular blade, just because it's layers. It's layers. I did a couple layers of like, what did I do? I did steam a seam light with a layer of fabric and a layer of organza. And then I did my rotary cutter and it was so beautiful. And it's moments like that where I go, oh, I just love this Skin and Cut. I'm so happy that I've learned how to use it.
I think the last time I used it on a project was when we did the
Don't you dare say
The
nativity.
The bench pillow, yes, the nativity one.
Which-
But I
the
did do the
nativity one?
class. I did do
Oh.
the class with Michelle.
Oh my God,
Scan and cut.
no.
But it's like you don't use it. You
I
don't
know.
use it very often, and so you need somebody to hold your hand on what you're doing.
I totally get that. Even with Michelle holding my hand, I was like, I want to do it. And then I started doing it because I was like, this is going to be easier for this. So, okay, I am going to be scan and cutting this weekend. And if you haven't prepped for Welcome Friends, and maybe I'll even send something out that with measurements if you're not doing it, because I think it was also great for me to be using the specialty fabric. And I will I'll sit and think and I'll be like, okay, should I do this? Hang on, I'm moving this. Should I do this with my rotary cutter? Should I do this? Which mat should I do this? Should I do it? You know, that's the thing with Scan and Cut. You can do it like 20 different ways as well. And I don't know. I totally get it. I totally get resistance. I totally get being scared. But maybe I'll schedule some. Let me think about that. Because I could send you a little list and then we could cut together on this weekend for Welcome Friends, just to get you cutting those leaves. And if you don't use them for this project, you could still do it with us and then use it for something else. They're just like little embellishments you can sew on. So let me noodle on that. But my goal is to get you using always all your stuff. I don't like the idea that you get stuff from us and it sits. That always makes me sad. Okay, I'm going to say okay to this. And now I'm going to go ahead and we are going to leave the same color in. It's going to cut the chenille lines. You're going to need a seam ripper. Yes, let's do the scan and cut for the leaves. And because I'm doing it this weekend anyways. And you just have to just, you know, go slow with me when I'm doing it like live. But I think we can do it. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. It's going to do the chenille lines. And then I'm going to grab my chenille cutter. And I'm also going to grab my seam ripper because we're going to have to rip out those bead seam stitches. And I'm going to look for that video, the Mickey Kim one.
Jeannie.
Yes.
Hi, it's Leslie. If you ever get back into scrapbooking again, you can use the scan and cut for that too.
I know, right?
I know, it's like win-win.
Oh my God. Michelle's planning a Thanksgiving t-shirt with rhinestones. And I was
Ooh.
like, I should learn how to do that. Like, it would be really fun to do like rhinestones. At this point, I'm a one-trick pony. I've just been using it for fabric, but I want to learn
Me
how to
too.
use it for other stuff. I definitely want to use it. There's so much cool paper stuff you could do that I would love to learn. Okay, ready? I'm gonna shoot. Did I just close? I think I just closed my Zoom window. Hang on. Let me get in here. I'm looking for the video because you should have that. Should have been added to the list. And you should always be able to just kind of look at YouTube. Let me see. Michelle's always so funny because she's like, I can tell when you've been on YouTube because there'll be all these like videos of like animals that were just thrown away. And then, but I like watching those, the ones with a happy ending where somebody finds it and then it gets a brand new home. Okay, so I'm just gonna type in here, Minky Kim, September, digital dealer. See if I have a video that comes up. Okay, so it's right here. So you should be able to find it. And I think I sent it to you guys. I think I updated the sheet, but this will have everything, fabrics with scan and cut. So it's up there. And then the sheet that I send you is, and I think I added it to that sheet and I updated it when I sent out your invitation. But you look. digital 2000. Okay, this is it. So this is the one that I attached to your invitations as well. And this goes back to the very beginning where it will give you the prep video if you just started doing this with us, the playlist with all the videos added to it, the spreadsheet. And then I always add the videos each time. So if you look at September, here's September's, and then there's a supply list, and here's the pre-recorded video with the link. So you should have it there as well. So just look for it, but I sent that out to you with your invitation. On the invitation, there should have been 2 attachments. So the supply list and then the updated sheet. And so it should have all the links. So everything should be there. Just look for it. If you need help, let me know, but I think you should have everything. All right, guess what? This one is done. So let's go ahead and let me show you how to finish her off. And then we're going to do the other one. So you guys will not have a UFO. You'll have all your blocks done for September. Baby table, we love you. I love this table. I use it for everything. I bring it all over my room. All right. You can leave it in the hoop if you want. Maybe it'll give you a little better of a surface to work with. First thing we're going to do is we are going to take out that basting stitch. Kind of pain in the butt, but if you do it scan and cut, don't even do the basting stitch. Lay down the fabric and then it's going to do these chenille lines. So you just want to remove these. And you know what I like to do is I like to get 1 stitch from the front. One stitch from the front, that same stitch from the back. I can't see it, forget it. But then I'll just pull up on the front stitch. Can't seem to get that. And don't worry if it's messy. If I can pull that stitch from the front, okay, here's the thread. If I can get that bobbin stitch up to the front, then you can just cut that bobbin thread. And you can pull up. See how, let me show you. Once you get that and you can get the white bobbin thread to the front, then you can just cut that bobbin thread and lift up on the thread. I've done so much stitch removing. I don't know if that makes sense. Usually I'll cut the thread here and then the corresponding bobbin thread from the back. And then you can just pull up and see how the white thread is coming up. But you have to cut 1 on each side and just be gentle. So now you don't have to like focus on getting each of those threads, your bobbin or your seam ripper under each of those. And then I just lift up and then it always breaks and then I have to start over, but you can do this. So see how you just pull up and the bobbin thread will come to the front and just gently do that. My little trick of the day. And don't worry if you like are cutting the thread because we're going to chenille all of this and it's going to be super messy anyways. So can I tell you that Violet would be horrified if I told you this, but she's got like a little boyfriend and they went on a date and like, I don't know how things work anymore. Like, do boys pay and like take you out? So I was like, so was it like a date? Did he like pay for dinner? And she said he did. And I was like, oh, it's so cute. Cause I have friends that are dating and they're like, yep, the bill will come. And yeah, they're fine with just going Dutch. And I know if Patrick, if ever anything happened to me, Patrick would be such a gentleman and he would pay for the date. So I was talking to Violet last night and she was telling me about that. And I was like, oh, it's so sweet. It's like, old fashioned. Okay, see how that's not pulling up because I don't have the bobbin thread too. So I'm gonna just pull this up until I can pull hard enough to get the white thread to come up. And if you can't, you're just gonna be pulling the stitches. There, I got the bobbin thread up. So now I can just pull. These are like my favorite because they have tweezers too. I love these. These are the rip and grip because sometimes you just can grab that thread with your hand, but with a good pair of tweezers, right? So, because you guys know me, I lose everything. So I can never find both things at the same time. So how nice to have them connected. And it's one of those good pair of tweezers too that you can really like pull. Okay, I think I got it all. Whoops, sorry. Now you're going to take your chenille cutter. I'm grabbing any loose threads. Yeah. Are they rip and grip or stitch and grip or something grip? Grab your chenille cutter. If you don't have your chenille cutter, you're just going to take a sharp pair of scissors and you're going to cut in between. Like just take your scissors and cut in between these chenille lines. But if you have a chenille cutter, they're kind of pricey, but I use it and I love it. It has 4 different sizes on here. So do you see the embossed S? So there's the S, so small. What's that one? Medium, large, and like extra large. So mine's set up to small already. So how it works is, I always forget. Okay, this gets you a new piece of the blade. So the blade right there, and then to turn it, how do we turn it? Do you like this? Do you like this horrible lesson? Okay, here. So you turn it this way, and it'll go to like small, or you can turn it over. Am I doing this wrong? Yeah. Now it's over here at medium. Now it's over here at large. So I guess turn it to the left will get you to the side you want. Turn it to the right will get you a new piece of the blade. And so I'm just going to do, I think I did it with the small. And you're just going to take this tip right here, because this is the size. This is the small one, the medium one, and then they just get bigger. So I'm going to do this size small, and you're just going to put it underneath the 3 layers and on top of the base one, and you just drag this through. Oh, wait, am I set there? There we go. I'm not doing a very good demo, huh? Oh, there we go. All right. So you just push. I need this small. Large, small. Okay. I just pulled that one all the way through. And it's nice because it just kind of centers it. You know, it's just going through the middle.
Well, that was a disaster.
Uh-oh, what happened? No, I don't want to hear a disaster.
Oh no, I was cutting something on my scan and cut and it was very intricate.
Oh, what were you cutting?
I'm doing the August block and it was the little white flower.
Oh, I don't even remember the August block. I gotta
Yeah,
look.
it had the pretty stems on it.
So the August, so was it the,
It's
which
kind
part
of
of
like
it?
a daisy.
Yeah. Oh, guess what? You don't want to cut it. I did that and I think I corrected in my video. And you just want to, I can't remember. I think that one I said, don't even bother using your scan and cut because it did. It cut it into all little pieces.
Yes, it
And-
did.
Yes. And for some reason, I can't remember. I was like, don't do it. It wasn't worth it. It's going to
Yeah.
make it harder. But I did cut it as well. And was it because it was raw edge applique or there? It wasn't, it's not going to stitch it down once you do it. So
Yeah, it's too
yeah,
tiny.
yeah,
But
it
we
was too
tried.
tiny. I
We
did
tried.
try. I did try and do it. I'm looking for my chenille brush. When in doubt, look on the floor. Here it is. So now you're going to take this and you're going to rough it up and go in every direction. And it's going to make a big old mess. But it's going to look so cute. And I think in the directions it says like a nail file or something, which I've never done. Any kind of hard bristle brush is going to be good. I wouldn't use like a regular toothbrush. Like this one is pretty stiff.
Gonna be interesting to
That's
see
what
how
I
my
was gonna
clover
ask,
slash clutter works.
because I've lost that part.
What did you lose?
The roughing part that you're doing right now.
You're missing it?
Yeah, no, I, probably put it someplace.
Oh, you lost your brush? Yeah, we carry these at the store. They're not expensive. I think they're like $3.99 or something like that, but it's so worth it. Like I was like, nail file? You know what? I've never tried the nail file. Maybe it's amazing using the nail file, but I like this. And look, yeah, it's going to get pretty hairy. You're going to have a lot of stuff that's going to come off and go every direction because the fabric goes in every direction. And then you're going to just take something and clean it off. I think we're done with this. If you want to rough it up more, go ahead and rough it up. Let's go ahead and hoop up and we're going to do our next one. You guys know the drill. Some of you are probably already on the next one. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off my magnets. I'll shake this off. Good thing we're a vacuum store too. I'm just going to blow it off. And remember, this one we're going to mirror image. You should already have it saved on your machine. And we're going to go ahead and flip it. And I'm going to leave this on here. You can cut it off because literally it's like right here. Like I'm going to put it right here. If you want to cut it off, if you're leaving it on, I usually leave one on and then I'll cut the next one off. But if you're going to leave it on, make sure you fluff your fabric. You know, I am notorious for forgetting and then having it fold under and then stitching it and being like, where's my embroidery? What happened to it? And then folding it over and seeing it's all stitched down. So just make sure that that gets flipped up. Yes, I probably do that. I still have one of my blocks from Hello Sunshine got flipped under. And I don't have any more of that fabric left. And someday, look backwards, someday I will finish it. You're gonna mute. I'm not muted though. Can you guys still hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. Okay. All right. Let me go. Because I've done it before where I've like muted myself and then I couldn't figure out how to unmute. Ladies, I struggle. Ladies and gents, I struggle for sure.
Hey, Jeannie, could
Yes.
I see where you did around the front where the head is? Where
Yeah.
you did the Chenille thing there?
Does that look? And what you're going to see underneath here is you might just see that decorative stitch
Okay.
underneath, but that's all you should kind of see. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Did that visually answer any questions? Hopefully. Okay, let's load it up again. I'm going to say, okay, this one should be faster. Look at 9 minutes of stitching, but we've been here for what, an hour? Okay, we'll go faster this time. Sorry. I'm going to go home. And I'm going to go embroidery and we're going to retrieve. So if we want to retrieve, first you have to go here to get your design. And there it is right here. But these are your choices. I saved it to my machine so you see it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and load that, set, and now I'm going to flip it. This is right now, this is two designs. It's the background stitching and it's the hedgehog. If I flip it, I'm going to go, whoops, you didn't see that, did you? Edit, and I'm going to mirror image right here. It's only going to mirror image the hedgehog, but this thing would look the same. The background would look the same, mirror image too. Okay, now that saved us from having to load the design, background quilting. We just went ahead and we mirrored image that. We are done. I'm going to say embroidery. I'm going to slide my hoop on and I'm going to be very mindful that I have another embroidery attached. So let's slide this on. And then I will scoot everything up. Let me go ahead and make sure this guy, see, he's folded down. I could clip him up. I'm going to clip him up. I just have had too many instances where I'm like, oh, it's going to be fine. And then it's not fine. And I don't have time to waste. So let me go ahead and put this on here first. And I'm going to get some more clips. I'm going to clip him upward. Just on the sides. Okay, he should be good. There, do you see? I just clipped him. All right. We can take our design now because on our embroidery page, this layout page, that's combined as one. So I'm going to go layout, move. I'm going to scoot them all the way up. I'm going to say okay. And I like to go to this button where we can go forwards and backwards stitches, puts this up. We're going to go ahead and stitch that. I have bark in there already. I'm just going to go ahead and let it go and let me spray. All right. On my handy dandy little side table. Wrong side. This looks like the wrong side. Base. Background. And one of my hedgehog pieces. I'm going to spray all of it right now.
Jeannie, who's the brand that makes the chenille cutter?
It's Olfa. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
And if you want to get one at the store, just say, hopefully you have them in stock. I might have to order more, but just say 15% off. I'll give you 15% off your Olfas. So, okay, we are going to go ahead and put down your batting first, right inside the square, because we cut it to size. If you're not cutting to size, then you are going to want to do the next step. Next step is going to be batting, tack down, and trim. We're going to lay this down, which is our background fabric. I love pretty petals. Let's just smooth it down. And let's go ahead and skip some steps. So right here, we are going to we're going to skip the tack down and we're just going to skip the background placement. And we are going to do this step, which is the background tack down. And I'm going to put my linen in, and I'm going to also use linen for the quilting. Sometimes I'm not in the mode and I forget, but now I'm in the mode. In the mode. Ooh. All right. I ordered some cutters that go on the side. So if you have an Avenir and you're like, that cutter's driving me crazy, I feel you. They moved it. And they moved it to this spot where you can barely fit your hand in there. So I will have those. Dana showed it to me and I was like, what? That's amazing. So once I get it, I'll put it on and we'll do a little review, but I think it's going to be amazing. Okay, that is your tack down stitch. If you look at your steps here on your screen, hang on. Now you should be on step 5 if you've combined, and there is your background quilting. You're going to go ahead and do that next. So just go ahead and hit start. And then we're going to repeat. How is everyone? Is everyone good? How have we been doing? Have we been keeping up? You guys like on track? I know some of you have not. Whoops. So I want you to tell yourself you're gonna get caught up, because I think we have October. I think November is gonna be maybe borders, and then December might be borders, and then we're putting it all together. I have not even seen November. I, like you, do not know what it's gonna look like.
I was trying to lay out the blocks yesterday and figure out how it was going to be, but I couldn't.
I mean, we know it's gonna have those little horizontal borders. The ones we did in July, I think, are gonna be horizontal. Don't you think? They've got to be.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. That's all I know. I'm excited that I'm doing 2 versions. So I have like one that's going to be traditional. I have one that'll be like totally different.
I'm doing 3 of them. I'm doing 2 with, just my own fabric, and then the Kimberbell one, because I want to do one for my sister and my friend.
I can't wait to see it.
So there's going to be a December one, because we had the December ladybug.
Yeah, I think that was kind of their freebie, but we're definitely going to be doing something in December for sure. So
okay.
usually digital dealers they've always done 12 months in a bonus. So I think the ladybug was just the bonus.
Okay.
So there'll be something we're stitching out. And then we get to, hopefully, I can't stand borders. I can't stand them. Oh my
That
goodness.
was my least favorite one too.
Yeah, I'm just not a border girl, but you do what you got to do. Okay, butterscotch. Put in your butterscotch. We are going to do the little face. How am I going to let you guys know that I'm going to be live for the scan and cut for the welcome friends? So I kind of want to let you guys know when. If it's going to force you guys to get on your scan and cut. Okay, put the little face down. Did I spray this? Yeah, I did. Remember, spatula. I don't want any fingers.
Jenny, you'll have to, I don't know, send an email or something and let us know, because I'm not doing that.
Yeah, so I can give you measurements and stuff like that. Oh, you know what though? The issue is you need the design, and I can't send it. So unless you have you know what I mean? I can't take her stuff and just send it out.
No, I'm not doing that project, but I would like
Yes.
to see how to do the scan and cut.
Okay, so maybe I'm just gonna, you know what? I might reach out. I gotta figure it out, but I will. I'm trying to think of when I can do it. Okay, I'm gonna send something out, and it might be a recording if you're not live, but let me see if I can manage to send something out, let you guys know that I'll be on live. So, okay, look for something from me. All right. Now you're going to do the satin stitch on the face. Leave your butterscotch in there. Then you want your shadow to do the nose and the eyes. Oops, look at me, grab the wrong thread. Shadow, here I am. When I think of shadow, I think of like dogs. I feel like I've known like 80 dogs named Shadow. Here's the nose. So I want to show you how I take out my thread. I like to show this to people every once in a while. So we were taught to like go ahead and tell people to cut your thread here and then grab it here at the needle and pull it out. But I just feel like, first of all, I have to find my scissors. And second of all, then I'm wasting more thread. And you guys know I don't like to do that. So make sure your foot is up. Make sure it's not closed because that means your tension disc here is closed. So make sure your foot is up and then just unwind it, like unthread it. So I'm not pulling back at all. I'm just unthreading it to right here. And when the foot's up, it's just going to come right out. So you don't have to snip it and pull it at the needle. Just do it that way. Okay, next step, placement stitch. So go ahead and put in your bark. This is going to be your placement stitch for the first layer of your hedgehog. And make sure you have one layer sprayed and ready to go. And you want to have the other 3 layers to put down. Okay, I'm going to put this down. I already sprayed mine. I'm just going to give them a little press. Now it's going to do the tack down and then you're going to trim. Terry, are you all done? You look like you're done. You did both of them? Oh my goodness. Was I just talking so much? Oh, look at it. Oh yeah, you got both, girl. Nice. Oh, I know. I love seeing you too. Okay, I'm going to pull it off and I'm going to go ahead and trim. Yeah, it's nice, right? Just like a little time that we can all get together. Set some time aside for yourself. I'm going to put it on my lap this time. Anytime there's like lots of innies and outies, it's just easier. I do switch from hand to hand, which makes it even easier. I didn't even get that innie. I'm not worried about it.
Hey, Jeannie, I have a question. I'm just watching today. Why do you do heat and bond?
Because Becky Thompson was doing it.
As
And I
opposed
really- and I
to,
really like her, and it seems like the perfect amount of stick. But we did hot fix the other day, and I'm like, why am I not using hot fix too? So there's lots of good fusibles that you can use. Because I don't know why I thought my hot fix was thicker, and so I didn't use it. But then when we used it, I was like, oh, this is like, as long as it's this, it wasn't that heavy. So when you say why do I use it to fuse as my
yeah,
fusible adhesive?
right. Is
Because
that
I
just
don't
to
know.
go through the the cut as opposed to keeping the bottom layer from fraying or something?
Oh, no. I didn't use it on anything that we have today. So right
Oh,
now, because I'm not fusing anything, but when I did my Minky Kim, I was
oh,
fusing my
got
pieces
it.
that were
Got
cut.
it.
So right now, there's no heat and bond light on any of this. What I showed you earlier were pieces that I had cut that I didn't use that I was using with Scan and Cut.
Got it.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing on here has heat and bond light right now. This is all
Okay.
just fabric that has not been stabilized. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm actually just listening, I went downstairs into the basement of shame and started looking at and got totally discouraged and decided to come back upstairs. So
that
many
is so
unfinished
funny.
projects.
Yes. No, I have that too. I have a wall of shame, shelves of shame, drawers of
Mhm.
shame. But yeah, no heat and bond light unless you're fusing.
Got it. Because I would use steam seam.
Yeah, steam a seam would be great too. Like I've always just used the heat and bond light because I saw Becky Thompson use it, and it looked like it was the perfect stick for the low tack mat. So
Okay.
sometimes I'm like, I know that works. It worked for her. It worked for me. So I just keep doing it.
Yeah, makes sense. Laura Heine's stuff, she uses steam seam too.
Yes.
So it's you can move it around before you hit it with an iron.
Oh yeah. And I did like with my flowers the other day. I used Misty Fuse because I was all out of steam and seam light. I mean heat and bond light. So sometimes it's just what's around, right? Sometimes that's what we use.
I love it.
Okay, this is my first layer. You want to get your next 3 layers? We are not spraying them. They do not have heat and bond light on them. They are just regular pieces of fabric. I didn't even iron them. Oh yeah, you know what? Actually, I ironed and I did best press when I first prepped. So yeah, they were ironed at some point. They're my 3 layers. I think in the directions it shows you to put your 3 layers down with tape, but I'm not even taping.
Yeah, I like your shortcuts.
They're called lazy person's shortcuts.
Yeah, but they work. I mean, I've learned by watching you. I'm ashamed to say I haven't put my luminaire up now that I got it back after they had it for 10
Oh,
months.
so what have you been stitching on? So I have this though, because you don't want it to get puckers or so have something that you can use in case you need to control that fabric. It's if you're not taping it down.
So
Have
I have
something.
the Anovas 5100. That
Yeah.
was the first machine I bought. I've
And
always
that's what
been a Bernina girl,
yeah,
and but their embroidery unit, by the time I got into it, it had been pretty much discontinued on the 440.
sure.
So I took a class and everybody had a brother. And so, but what I do have to tell you, if you have people coming into the store who are sewists and they're looking at brother and maybe they were Bernina and and one of the most
Where's my zipper?
amazing selling points is since I've been sewing on this Novus,
Yep.
and using the 1/4 inch foot,
Yep.
every seam is 100% accurate. And every seam on my Bernina that I have sewn for 40 years with was rarely accurate.
Wow.
I mean, I changed threads. I would get frustrated because I like a lot of miniature work.
Yeah.
And I've just been so impressed since I started actually sewing on the machine.
Yeah. People don't realize, I mean, people embroider on it, and I have some people that don't sew, and I'm like, oh my goodness, sew on it. Yeah.
It's impressive. Anyway, that's a selling point from a converted Bernina.
Yep. Thank you.
Now I just got to figure out what to do with my high-end Bernina.
I know. I know.
But I will get my Luminaire up and going.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh
this
my God.
weekend.
My Luminaire is like Prince Charming. I'm finally getting to the point where it's going to, and just, you know what? If you're aggressively cutting with this, sometimes I will aggressively cut these 3 layers and cut that basting stitch too. Do you know what I'm saying? So that basting stitch needs to go anyways. So if you like cut that basting stitch, that's a good thing. That's gonna be less for you to rip out. I forgot about that. Sometimes I'll pull up really hard and just like get rid of it with the scissors. Not the first one, not your first layer that stays down there, but the 3 layers. And get a pair of scissors that's going to get through all 3 of them. So I'm using my, this is my 6-inch double curve scissors. They're just a little bit heftier. All right, let's remove that basting stitch. Get your rip and grip seam ripper if you have it. There we go. I'm just gonna. The bad thing about me pulling that up is it won't be a continuous line now if I cut some of them, but. And then we're gonna do the chenille. There it is. There's my white bobbin thread, although I cut them both. What was I gonna say to you guys? There he is. There's the white bobbin thread. Did you see I just got like 10 stitches out at once? Get that white bobbin thread. What's everyone working on this weekend? If you're sewing, what are you guys gonna be doing? There's my white little bobbin thread pulled to the top. I was looking through the Costco magazine and it had mac and cheese in there. And so I can't stop thinking about mac and cheese and wishing I was eating mac and cheese right now. It's lunchtime here too. I love everything bad for you.
Okay, well, now that I've cleaned out all my drawers that could possibly have my little
Chenille
scraper
cutter.
in it. No, I got the Chanel cutter.
Oh, you did? What are you looking for now?
The it was a little the one that I got was like one that fit on your finger, and it had
Oh,
little, I think, like metal edges or whatever to rough it up with.
oh
And
my God.
and
Wait,
I have
wait.
cleaned
I
out.
just took that out. We were supposed to do the Chenille. Oh my God. Sorry. You're going to have to hold it down. Did you? Nobody stop me. We got to do our Chenille, like our lines. Okay. I'm going to slow this down. This is what you would be doing. Did you guys watch that? Were you like, hey, what's she doing? She didn't do her stitch yet. All right, this is what you do if you get ahead of yourself and you're thinking about mac and cheese and not your design. I'm going to go into my settings. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm going to slow it down to 400 because you might need to baby this through. So I should have done my chenille lines first. So I am going to go ahead and just make sure that this doesn't pull anything. And it goes pretty slowly. And I didn't have any issues when I did it. And I cut the fabric beforehand anyways and laid it down. But I want you to just I'm so sorry. Hopefully you weren't following me. Hopefully you did that. I just did basting stitch and then I cut. So you should have done basting stitch, then your chenille, then these lines of stitching, and then removed the basting stitch because the basting stitch holds it in place so it doesn't get moved around. But I think you'll be okay anyways. Just take it slow. Okay, I'm sorry I interrupted you. Was that you, Miss Cindy? I just had a complete panic attack.
Nope, that was more important.
It wouldn't have been a perfect, it was too perfect to sew along, wasn't it?
I was thinking, man, you got to that really fast.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I have different spots where I have little things, and I cleaned out all my things on my shelf that are in baskets, and I threw out, oh my gosh, I have some rotary blades that were rusted inside the packaging, and
Oh man.
and I know I had to have those from like 20 years ago.
That is too funny.
But I do have everything all in the same spot, so I guess I'm going to have to order one. Maybe it'll show up then.
I know, right? The best way to find something is to buy another one. But I think we're okay. You can see it doesn't like really. I noticed that when I did it before with my scan and cut pieces, it doesn't really pull back or the foot. There's not too much of a chance of the foot going up and underneath the fabric. So I think you'll all be okay. But I'm so sorry about that. And if you do this, just remember, read your directions. I've been going rogue because I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing. But you want to stitch these chenille lines down first and then remove the basting stitch. Don't remove the basting stitch before. And if you were just following along with me, you'll be okay too. But slow it down so you're not panicked and have a little tool so you can, push the fabric down if you need to without it being your finger. And if you're doing Minky Kim, just know that you don't even do the basting stitch. You'll just be laying it down just like I'm doing and just doing the chenille stitch on top. Because the basting stitch is going to go right around the edge of the fabric. It might catch a piece of the fabric here or there, but not much.
I should just keep a running basket of things at the store there where you can just start throwing things in.
We can do that. We'll do we call them boxes of fun.
Well,
'Cause I still,
my boxes
we-
of fun need this Chenille rougher now.
did we send out your kit yet? Your boo kit? I gave it to Lindsay, so she might have invoiced you, but we can add it to that.
I haven't seen anything on that, but I
Okay.
did put in for my event kit for the
Perfect.
October 9th and 10th. So
Yeah.
it
And I
could
hope to
all
have
go in
this
that.
soon.
And then my Chenille thing could go in with that.
Okay.
I mean, I can wait and do it later. It won't hurt to take it out of the frame, will it? If I can get the first part
No,
done.
you can totally pop it out of the frame. Yeah, pop it out. Oh, look, my basting stitch is already out, so we can just get onto the chenille part. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, I am going to get my rip and grip, and I'm going to pull out any of those extra threads that might be, I will get my rip and grip if I can find it. Oh, there it is. So now is the moment when you should be ripping out your basting stitches, not before. But I'm just going to go ahead and just get rid of the extra threads that are sticking out. I was like, something just doesn't feel right. You know, when you get that feeling, you're like, I'm doing this, but something just doesn't feel right. Okay, here's my cutter set up to this small. That's just the small piece. I'm just going to put it in each one of these and just make sure you're on all 3 layers and just kind of push it through. Like I said, if you don't have the chenille color, just take a pair of scissors. We don't have to be fancy, but if you're a gadget girl, get a chenille cutter. And I think I'm good. All right, rough it up. All that emotion. Oh my God, that person made me so mad. Just take it out on your chenille. Take it out on your hedgehog. And get it from every angle, you know? It is bum. You can like angle your chenille brush whichever direction you want. And yes, there's going to be a lot of debris. And then you can just get like, I mean, I love painter's tape, but, or whatever, your transport tape or whatever you want, and just like make it sticky and just get all of the little bits and pieces that are of the debris, detritus. Patrick taught me that word. We never, in my Korean household, my parents never said detritus. And Patrick just used that the other day, and I was like, what does that mean? I've never heard that before. And you know, when you learn a word, and then you start hearing it all the time. I'm like, I hear that all the time now. And I just never knew. That's where I learned all my vocabulary from Patrick. I always tell people, English is my second language, although it's my first. I was born in Connecticut.
What does it mean, Jenny? I haven't heard of it either.
Detritus, it's just like the debris, just like the like this, like just the stuff that kind of falls off. That's probably not a great definition of it, but this would be our detritus. This stuff. And now you're gonna see it. You're gonna hear it all the time, Miss Diane. You're gonna be like, oh, Usually Patrick teaches me new vocabulary during the live feed. All right, and I do give it a little haircut. So if you have like bigger pieces, oh, sometimes I got to cut with my left hand because the scissors are meant to cut. Or this is my better cutting hand. And we are done with our little hedgehogs. Aren't they so cute? I loved them. So I will work on October and get you a supply list and everything that you'll need for that. But we are going to be, it's a full-on block. I haven't seen November, so I'm not sure what November's going to be. But we are getting close. And it's going to be cute and it's going to be fun. And we are going to do our borders together and we're going to love them. So that's it. I will post this video. I will let you know about Scan and Cut this weekend because I'm going to be using my rotary blade with I used my fabric mat. I did rotary blade, fabric mat, slowed it down, and then I did fine, which was all new to me. And if you don't have it and you are a Scan and Cut girl, I would get Michelle's icon chart. And I think she sells it on her Etsy store, but there's been so many times I've used that icon chart to help me because I don't know what the different icons are for. It's been really, really great. So any questions?
Thanks, Jeannie.
Yes.
I said thank you. That was
You're
fun.
welcome. Have a great day, and I will see you for October's probably the first Friday in October. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.